is fake. No, Zionism is fake. Zionism is fake, I'm telling you. I don't know why you think any of them believe in anything. Westerners, I mean. I don't know why you believe that. You think they're like you? They're not at all. I told you before, they don't believe in anything. They believe in whatever works. You understand? They believe in. No, Zionism is fake. Zionism is fake, I'm telling you. I don't know why you think any of them believe in anything. Westerners, I mean. I don't know why you believe that. You think they're like you? They're not at all. I told you before, they don't believe in anything.
Nothing at all.
They believe in whatever works. You understand? They don't believe in what's right, they believe in what's right now.
Yeah.
Opportunists.
Yeah.
Exploiters, liars.
Yeah.
Don't you know that by now?
Savage.
There isn't a single thing that they say they believe in that they don't believe in at all. In fact, that's how you know. That's how you know that they don't believe in something, because they say they do. That's how you know. If they say that they believe in it, they don't believe in it. If they say that they're ready to die on this hill or that hill, then you know that they're not going to be anywhere near that hill when the dying starts. That's a fact. That's Westerners.
That's them.
And the Israelis are nothing but Westerners.
And
the Israelis are nothing but Westerners, yes. Don't you know? It's nothing but a white, European, atheist, colonizer occupation. That's what it is.
Of course it is.
That's all it is. That's all it's ever been.
One hates Jesus.
I'm telling you, they're making fools of you. They're making absolute fools of you if you actually believe this whole...
Because one says they like Emmanuel, and yet one says they hate Emmanuel. So how can one hate Emmanuel, and yet one love Emmanuel? The one that hates Emmanuel is modern Israel, and the one that loves Emmanuel is Christians, but they're still best friends. You're an idiot, Doug, and good luck to you. Good luck to you.
That's a fact. That's Westerners. And the Israelis are nothing but Westerners. The Israelis are nothing but Westerners, yes. Don't you know? It's nothing but a white, European, atheist, colonizer occupation. That's what it is.
Of course it is.
That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. I'm telling you, they're making fools of you. They're making absolute fools of you if you actually believe this whole narrative about Jewish homeland, this whole business about Jewish homeland and so forth. They don't care about Palestine. I mean, look, this trope of the so-called wandering Jew, right? This wandering people, the permanently displaced people, the ones who can never go home. You believed all that? Did you believe that? They had 1,400 years to go home, 1,400 years of Muslim rule over the Levant, over Palestine. And during that entire period, the Umayyads, the Abbasids, the Fatimids, the Mamluks, the Ottomans, nobody banned them.
The Ottomans, there it is, which are the Turks. Yeah, you're mentioning all that, but why aren't you mentioning the Hebrew, the Israelites? Why aren't you mentioning them? Huh? They come way before all them. Why aren't you mentioning them? You're still mentioning the Ottomans and all them people there in Palestine, thinking that Palestine are the ones who are there. Who was before Palestine? We were. I'm going to show you a map, guys. I was just talking about the map today. I'm going to show you the map where we're on. And these little Palestine scrappers are at the end of it. The little scrappers, they're at the end of it, four of them at the end. Palestine, Edom, which is Esau, Moab, and Ammon. These little countries at the side. We're all in the middle, all 12 tribes of us on the map. We've got the map there, the original map, and they're at the edge. And because we broke Father's commandment, then they came in, these little crackers, and then they're telling you that Palestine is the guys. Listen to me. Thank you. Let's go to Joel 3 in the Bible. On the phone, Joel 3. And it says there, guys, and you must look at this. Right, Palestine. You turned my sons into harlots, which means prostitutes. You had fun with my girls and drank wine and all sorts. You took my children's gold and silver. You took them off their land and gave them to the Greeks, right? You sold my children. So, Palestine, Gaza, this is what I want happens to you. I want all of you dead. I want all your women raped. I want all of your hill countryside to look deserted. And because your sons turned my sons into prostitutes, now I have turned EDF sons, which is modern Israel sons, onto your sons. Wait, with their dogs. Wait. And their dogs are having sex with your Palestine sons, aren't they not? That is because of Joel 3. And then beyond that, guys, it says, right, now you, Gentile nations, now your turn. You prepare for war. But your one doesn't say that, just his own nations. It's talking about you guys. Let's go to the top of it again. Joel 3 is talking about Palestine today. And look at Palestine today and go and read Joel 3. And who did that? Emmanuel, not Father, Emmanuel did that. Emmanuel is who they call Jesus. Right? The thing's already in front of you, but you just don't understand it because they're not showing you. Joel 3 is Palestine today. It even says their name in there, guys. Wake up. So listening to these pale complexion idiots, right? They come from the north. Schools have to shut down. Why? Because you should be in the bleeding north, right? You should be in the north. You're children of the north. Your children feel it worse. You can't bring your children to school. Why? They're children of the north. You're not people of the south. Right? This is why you can't handle the salt weather. And the poor children have to feel they can't go to school. It's too hot for them. Because they're children of the north. You damn tramp.
Wandering Jew, right?
Always
This wandering
settling here and settling there and scattering over this. Now the sun, now the earth is coming to put you in your place. You've left your quarters. Father put you, Japheth, in the north. He put you in the north. So what are you doing in the south? This is why the sun's now. Making sure that you're in your right quarters. And if you're not, you get burnt and killed. You damn tramp. That's that. You don't understand the world, do you? Climate change, no such thing. How come climate change you can't tell it? Stop. Huh? How come you can't tell the sun? Stop. About climate change, stupid white people. You're a joke, man. And the bird queens as well. You're a joke, man. You're just a lie.
people, the permanently displaced people, the ones who can never go home. You believed all that? Did you believe that? They had 1,400 years to go home, 1,400 years of Muslim rule over the Levant, over Palestine. And during that entire period, the Umayyads, the Abbasids, the Fatimids, the Mamluks, the Ottomans, nobody banned them. You banned them, we didn't ban them. The Christians banned them. The Christians exiled them. But when the Muslims came, they were welcomed back into Palestine. Check the record. You understand me? There's been Jews in Palestine ever since the Muslims brought them back at the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab. I mean, okay, when the European Christians came, when the European Crusaders came...
They're telling you about when they come and conquered us. They're not telling you about us, though. They're telling you about when we come and conquered. No, they're telling you about who us are. You know, for you to be a wicked bastard, Muslims, 1066 you come, you killed millions of our people because they wouldn't convert from Hebrew into that nonsense Muslim bollocks. And that's what it's all about. And you Muslims are just as worse as the white people are going to get burnt. You're just as worse because you are our brothers. You don't even know who the hell you are. Go and look at the Bible, right? In the Bible, your name is Ishmael. You are children of Ishmael, the lion seed of Ishmael. It's not Pakistan and all that. That's where you've gone and had sex and done what you're not supposed to do and end up being Pakistan, right? Your mother is an African woman, right? Your mother comes from Egypt. Egypt is not Middle East. Egypt is Africa. These idiots carved up the land, appointed themselves this, changed that, took this wealth, took that. That's what your forefathers did. This is why you've lost your melanin, guys. This is why. This is why you've lost your melanin. Because when you come out the boat, you was Japheth, and you would look just like me. There's 3 of us. 2 more is the Africans, who are Ham sons. And then you have Shem sons, who are me. And you have Japheth, who is you. And Father put you in the north, where it's cold. He put us in the center, where it's neither hot nor cold. And he put Africa in the hot. That's why Africa are dark. That is the dance, you damn idiot.
1,000 years ago, they massacred the Jews, as they are.
And now the sun's burning and killing you, because you're supposed to be in your quarters. And if you've been made by, oh, have sex here and have sex there, then the sun will wipe you out, right? Because the sun doesn't understand that texture, you damn tramp. About nigger gollywog. I bet you would choose nigger gollywog now, innit? You look about it fierce. Sorry, Grandma, for the language. But this is how they want to come and talk about this complexion. In pale, which is dying horse. You know, the pale horse is written as the dying horse. Because to be pale is an illness. You damn fool. It's a dying horse, pale. A guy like something sexy against gold and brown, texture like the sun. You know, 300 pounds plus for 1 gram. Huh? I don't hear them saying about that pale complexion, do you? You dirty little tramp.
Want to do, as well as the indigenous Christians. But once we cleared that occupation out, under Salah ad-Din, Nur ad-Din and so forth, there was never any issue with Jews living there. The gates were open.
Half decent.
You understand? Jews lived in Palestine that whole time. They lived in Baghdad, they lived in Cairo, they lived in Fez, they lived in Istanbul. Jews held positions in the Muslim courts. They were physicians, they were merchants, they were advisors, and so forth. Nobody had to wander. You never had to wander. If they wanted to live in Palestine, they could have lived in Palestine for the last 1,400 years. That's a fact. Why are you wandering? That's what I want to know. If Palestine is supposedly your homeland, where you been? Where have you been for 1,400 years? Under the Ottomans, we had the millet system. You know what that is? The millet system? That's when that's the state.
He's talking from 1066, right? But this thing starts from 0, guys, not 1066. Right? And these Muslims have got a lot to answer for, because they've done just as worse as them lot. Just as worse. Like damn Muhammad, him.
The government guaranteeing that your community gets to run their own courts, gets to practice their...
What your parents tell you. You've done no investigation yourself, so you don't know. All you know is what your parents told you. Go and investigate yourself. You'll be heartbroken of who Muhammad really is. A man that marries 6-year-old bleeding children. And you want to come and tell me that's righteous, and then penetrates her when she's 9. And his wife got it for him as well. His what? Rasta.
own faith, live by their own laws. The Sultan told the Jews, you can govern yourselves. And they did, for centuries. So this wandering Jew, you know, that eternal exile idea, the people who have been, have no home, right? And they're desperate to return to the home that they don't have anymore. That's a European story.
Of course it is.
It's a story about what Europe did to the Jews, not what the Muslims did. Not what the Muslims did. Europe burned the Jews. Europe persecuted the Jews. Europe blamed the Jews for their plague.
You need to have a look at this thing called pogrom. Pogrom. And that's where you know about what happened to the Jews. And that's where they met up with Esau in the Caucasus Mountain. Pogroms. Just say that to the phone. And that's when the whole world had the right to spit on them, piss on them, do whatever you want. It was a law. You could do whatever you want to do. And all of a sudden now they're getting you back. So you must find out what's going on, not just what they show you, these stupid sons of yours, because these sons are ruled now by modern Israel. Your boys are ruled by them. Rasta.
So this wandering Jew, you know, that eternal exile idea, the people who have been, have no home, right? And they're desperate to return to the home that they don't have anymore. That's a European story.
Of course it is.
It's a story about what Europe did to the Jews, not what the Muslims did. Not what the Muslims did. Europe burned the Jews. Europe persecuted the Jews. Europe blamed the Jews for their plagues. You understand? Europe is the one that did the pogroms, that did the Inquisition. That wandering happened in Europe because
Europe is the one who did the pogroms. I heard him say that.
Europe blamed the Jews for their plagues. You understand? Europe is the one that did the pogroms.
You hear it? Europe is the one who did the pogroms. That's what it means to say, the pogroms. Europe is the one who put laws out to spit on them, do whatever you want to them. Go look it up and I found out on the phone. And it's nice to hear that this man mentioned it as well. So all Europe's a troublemaker. These are your mates, they're nothing to do with us. They want to come and infect your nastiness into our people. And they come and use that dead penis and come and use it on Hebrew. And they come and interfere with Hebrew's lineage. Are you mad? Are you fooling? Then the son comes to check to see you in your quarters, and then you're not in your quarters, and then you've got to stay at home when he comes and burns you. I don't think so. I can roam anywhere, right? I have the right credentials, and I've got the right skin colour. About Nick not got it. My children don't have to stay at home when the sun really comes up. The sun ain't even come out, right? You should stay in your quarters. Your children of the south. No, you ain't. Stop lying. Your children of the north. Your Jeffy children. And he put you in the north. This is why you've got long hair, guys. To protect your neck when you're in the cold. That's how father thought of you. There's not to look pretty in a minute you cut. No, don't cut your hair and see how long it grows. It goes right the way down here to cover your neck. So when you're in the cold, right, you don't die. And that is the history of you.
They could have lived in Palestine for the last 1,400 years. That's a fact. Why are you wandering?
All to yourself.
That's what I want to know. If Palestine is supposedly your homeland, where you been? Where have you been for 1,400 years? Under the Ottomans, we had the millet system. You know what that is? The millet system? That's when that's the state, the government, guaranteeing that your community gets to run their own courts, gets to practice their own faith, live by their own laws. The Sultan told the Jews, you can govern yourselves. And they did, for centuries. So this wandering Jew, you know, that eternal exile idea, the people who have been, have no home, right? And they're desperate to return to the home that they don't have anymore. That's a European story. It's a story about what Europe did to the Jews, not what the Muslims did. Not what the Muslims did. Europe burned the Jews. Europe persecuted the Jews. Europe blamed the Jews for their plagues. You understand? Europe is the one that did the pogroms. that did the
pogroms.
Inquisition.
Inquisition.
That wandering happened in Europe because Europe kept expelling them
Europe.
over and over again.
Europe.
That's where that story came from. That's your story.
That's your
By the way,
story.
everyone likes to say, trying to imply something. Why do you think that the Jews got kicked out from country after country after country over and over again?
Why?
Like you're implying something about the Jews, right?
Why?
That they deserved it. That's what you're implying. That it implies something about them, not about you. You're trying to say that the Jews brought it upon themselves. And your proof is that they kept getting exiled and banned, so it must be something wrong with them. Because it can't possibly be that you're just a hateful, violent, intolerant people, right? That can't possibly be why.
No, it
Huh.
can't. It's so beautiful.
Meanwhile, we never exiled them.
In your palco.
Understand? We didn't ban them. Jews lived across the Muslim world without any issues for centuries. You understand what that means? It means you're just a hateful, xenophobic people.
Hateful, xenophobic.
I mean, you could say, maybe you could make the argument that the Jews brought it upon themselves, and that's why they got kicked out of this European country and that European country and so forth, time and time again. You could maybe argue that. If it were not the case, that this only happened with you people.
Huh?
You understand? The common denominator is not the Jews, it's you.
No, it isn't.
You're the common
No,
denominator.
it's not.
Europeans,
No, it's not.
Christians,
It's them.
so-called
No, it's
white
not.
people.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because I mean, look at you even now. You're still doing it.
They're
You're
run
still the
by
same
them.
way.
They're run by
Still
them.
monoculturalist, still
Yeah, they're
xenophobic.
run
You still
by
hate
them.
everybody. You still persecute everybody.
Because
So no, I'm sorry. You cannot convincingly say that the Jews brought it upon themselves. Your behavior, your
No,
persecution
no,
of them
no, no.
wasn't
They're
persecution.
making
They brought it
it-
upon themselves
No,
because
no.
we never did that to them. You understand? And they're not the only ones that you did that to. But here's the thing that's interesting. Between the expulsions, between the pogroms, between the Inquisition and so forth,
Pogroms, see?
they stayed. The Jews stayed. They never actually wanted to leave Europe. They never wanted to leave Europe, which is strange. I mean, like I said, Palestine was right there. Palestine was right there the whole time, door open. But you wanted to stay in Europe. No matter how bad things got, you didn't want to leave. Because at the end of the day, you are Europeans. That's your place. And because Europe is where the money was. Europe is where the power was. And they liked it. You liked it there. You liked it there until you didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Until Europe's own hatred of you became so total and so systematic and so industrial that staying was no longer viable. At least for a while. I mean, imagine that. Think about that. Supposedly, Palestine is your homeland. And you had complete freedom to voluntarily live there at any time over the course of over 1,000 years. But it was the last place on earth that you ever wanted to go. And it took the Holocaust to finally get you to leave Europe.
The Holocaust.
That's how European you are. That's how European you are. Centuries of persecution, pogroms and whatnot, you put up with it. Anti-Jewish hatred, getting booted from country after country after country, and nothing could make you want to leave that miserable continent until Hitler and the Nazis. That's how much you love Europe.
Whoa, hello,
And that's how little
Look at this.
Palestine ever went to
Hi, didn't see you. Hi, guys.
in all
Hi.
this time. No, Zionism is completely fake.
You done right.
It's completely fake. I mean, come on. The first proposal for the Zionist state wasn't even Palestine. It wasn't even Palestine to begin with. They were looking at Uganda. Theodore Herzl, the father of Zionism, right? He was thinking about Uganda. They debated it in the Zionist Congress in 1903, 6th Zionist Congress. Uganda they looked at, Argentina also they were looking at. There was even serious conversation about Cyprus. No, Palestine was not the original option. You understand? It became the politically useful option because Palestine has the, the religious mythology attached to it. Then they could use cynically to mobilize their mass movement of Jews. The claim of ancient return, the claim of the covenant, the promise, what have you. All the same rhetorical reasons that so many people, even until today, actually still believe that story. That's why they use Palestine. But it was never really about the location, because as I say, if it was about the location, if it was about the actual land, if it was about Palestine, they could have gone, they would have gone. 14 centuries, that door, the door to Palestine was never locked to them. That door was never locked against them on our side. The Ottomans didn't lock it, the Mamluks didn't lock it, nobody locked it. But what they couldn't have in Palestine under us, what they couldn't have with us, is the thing that Zionism is actually about, which is dominance. Because you cannot build a supremacist colonial state inside of a functioning civilizational order. You understand? You can't be the dominant power in a region that already has a dominant power. You can't do in Palestine what you did in Australia. when it's under the Muslims. You can't do what you did in America. You can't do what you did in South Africa.
How are we coping with this sensational weather? How are we coping, guys? Well, you should be in your quarters, shouldn't you? You should be in your quarters. If he was in your quarters, then when the son comes to check to see, if you're in your quarters before he really comes, because this is just a test, then you realise, no, there's more to come. There is more to come, right? There is more to come. Because you think so you control the earth. You don't control the earth. The weak, the meek, the vulnerable, the cripple, the woman, the man. Humanity controls the earth. And this is what he's showing you, that strong one. With all your tall sky buildings, what Father says, don't do no tall building. You can't build them all sky, like you're going to go to heaven. You stupid boy. And now he's just showing you the power of the sun. Look how many things have buckled. Why? Because you didn't spend money on the system. So now when the sun comes to hit it, what happens? We have 3 houses and 4 on the way. You should have used that money to spend on the community. When the sun comes, it burns it until there's nothing left. Wait, there's more. We need electric. We need gas. You sold it. What? You mean to tell me, sir, we have millions of people in beautiful England, and you mean to tell me, so you're selling gas? Huh? And you're going to sell the electric? The bell rings as well. Where is the British gas? Huh? Where is the electric? Yeah, back in my day we had the ELC and we had the BC. And we're nice. Now we have to go to other countries to get their electric, and they're going to charge us double as well. Because these stupid sons sold it. That's why. How can you sell gas and electric when you've got winter, spring, summer and autumn, right? And we have grandma and grandpa who need the heater on. We have people who have got mental health issues who constantly need heat. Or they need electric. And you went and sold the electric to your mates. I'm telling this. And this is how worthless these sons are, right? Even a child knows, no, we don't sell our gas, we don't sell our electric, because then we'll have nothing left. And that is the dance. And it gets worse, because also he sold everything that produces food as well. So we're like prisoners, we have to get everything shipped in on lorries. No, yes, when we've got grandma and grandpa here who could teach the children, if you was to spend money on allotments, then maybe, we could learn how to eat crops, not eat the computer or eat the stupid app, you stupid idiot trap. So when these lorries can't come in, how are we going to eat, Dad? How are we going to eat? How are we going to eat, dude? You? Go and get the electric and gas first, you damn trap. Go and ask now we got Andy coming from the north to the south, so he's leaving his borders. Now he's going to have to go back soon. Why? The sun. The sun. You're still there.
Not while the Ottoman Empire is still functioning. Not while Islam is the governing civilization in that area. See, the millet system gives you autonomy. It doesn't give you control. It doesn't give you dominance. It doesn't give you domination. And control and domination is what that project wanted, because it's a colonizer project, not a homecoming project. It's a colonizer project.
Yes, it is.
So,
from my white man.
Ottoman Empire had to go. That had to go first. You couldn't have it while it was there. You didn't want to go while it was there. So, it had to go with that.
Oh, there she is. Alright, cool. Just that. Just that. Just that. Just that. Just do that. I will. I'll just do that. Just do that. Wait. What can I say? Well, you know what? Without this man name, this tower man, there could be problems now. With a statement, I know the scene in the grounds. With a statement, meat. I know without this, I'll be in trouble now. Rasta, this is the one. No, sir. This is as good as the missus done. In the weather, this is as good as the missus. Right, tell you. This time I'm telling you, that's some here. She get vexed. She get vexed. His sister. The good sister. Right, plenty to talk about today. Plenty. If I told you, right, I got a line in it says, I kill and make a lie. You won't believe me in it. Wait till I give you this one. Voila. Because I think now the good people are realizing that Yahuwah is not a joke. And Yeshua, Emmanuel, you're starting to realize now they're not a joke. You take the dress up now, innit? You take the dress up to now, innit? You stay there. They're not a joke. They're not your friends. They're your parents, not your friends. I think they forgot to say that part. I think they did.
Redemption card. Oh, John, you deliver your children. For too long, you've been in this purgatory. These are souls. Nothing to know. The people have had enough. Oh, yeah. Of this wicked Babylon system. This dreadful, terrible system. Baby, that knows. Enough is enough. The people have had enough. Oh, yeah. Of this wicked Babylon system. This dreadful, terrible system. Teaching us so wrong. That of government only. A word they say. A word that they know. All they do is lie and steal from the
Say hot. Boy, what up there? God, say hot. Boy, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. You said hotter. All right, 125 degrees Fahrenheit. You said that's better. Yes, and we love it. You done right, you do. Them say, me get a little brown. I said, you reckon? You reckon? You get a little brown. I said, thank you. I said, you're welcome. Dedication to all brown skin, dedication to all dark skin, dedication to all pale skin, dedication to all Caribbean skin, dedication to all mixed race skin, dedication to all skin. Boy, you want to look after your skin, right? You want to look after you, you have to look after you, what you do. He's not going to show you, and we don't understand what we show you. He's going to show you nothing, you try, you damn try. What he's going to show you is to turn against people. That's all he can show you, nothing else. Because he's a tramp, miss. He's an absolute tramp. And he knows it. Nothing he can show people, you damn tramp. Apart from turn them against each other and make them then think that you're great. What about teaching people the word? You teach them some nonsense about Jesus, whoever he is. His name is Emmanuel. And then after that, you've got the audacity to ask people to give you money. He says it's the tithings. What the hell is tithing? That's not what tithings means. This is what it means. You give to the church, yes, and the church holds it there for a rainy day, for instance. the lady could be married. The next minute she becomes a widow. She's stuck. She goes to the church. There's things there. The tithings they now come in. She's pregnant. The rat bags run and left her. She's on her own raising a child coming out of her soon. Where does she go? She goes to the church. The tithings, we save her. That's what it's for. You see how this tramp go and turn it around and say it's to give to him. And do you know, guys, every Sunday, right, the Satan's day, this is why the sun burns him as well, because they've taken the sun's day. And this is what these children do. They're settlers. They just come and take what's not theirs and rename stuff. Anyway, this is what they do on a Sunday, right? These dreamers who are very good at telling dreams, right? That they get 30 billion. Wait, man. 30 billion every Sunday in collection. Now you've got to give him a red carpet for that, ain't you? 30 billion every Sunday. You give him, and that's how much he gets every Sunday of you foolish children. Foolish. You know, on a religion, right, that he took from the slave children, right, and then just turned it around. And look at that. He's even got the slave children following it. And there's 2.6 billion people who follow that nonsense. And there's a third of people who are going to be automatically just wiped out, no questions asked. And it's the same number as what's in the religion of Muslim. I do apologize, sorry, what's in the same religion as Christianity. Because the essence has a war with you, Christianity, and you know that because you swapped the Quran and put yourself there. And it told you at the last page, don't do anything like that, and you've done it. And people are starting to realize that. But what people annoyed with you as well, but you've messed around with their faith because you got them believing in some devil nonsense, right? And they hate you for it because you've interfered with their faith. That's what you've done. So whether people like, you know, the colour of they're interested in their faith and doing good and meeting Emmanuel and meeting God of Israel. But you interfered with that, so they're going to turn against you, bro. They don't care what colour he is. They don't care, but you had to interfere, didn't you? And tell lies. And go and paint Da Vinci's face and say, right, we use that face as Jesus. You're like a fancy face. And then get the children to change their second name to they call Cabbage. And then when Father says to him, do apologise. When we say to Father, Father, please don't, we're scared. Right, run to your sisters then. Go on. Go to Africa to your sisters. And then when we go there, you think, oh, we're from Africa. What did I just say? Go to your sisters, since you're crying after a major place get robbed and taken. Go to your sisters. So if he's telling us to go there, then obviously these children are not from Africa, then are they? And then Africa showed them how to burn their children, and then Africa sold them out. Africa did this. They didn't know anything about burning children because white people weren't even in the dance then. Africans without this nonsense from Africans. Because Africans are Hebrews as well. And Father, let them be kings and queens. Go and read Kings in the Bible. They're our kings they're talking about. They're all a letdown about from maybe 3 of them. These kings were taking their children and burning their children. These same kings, supposed to be our kings, taking their sons and burning them. And then when he's dead, the king, and then he has his son, you'd think his son would do that, would you? Nah, his son's carrying on doing the same thing, right? And he's a Yasha'el child, he's a Hebrew child, and he's burning, doing the same nonsense, putting up ash poles and getting men to prostitute themselves on the pole. That's why it says no men prostituted on the poles. It says all these things in the book. I don't even know how you can't see it. No example of Sodom and Gomorrah. And you're talking about Sodom and Rasta. It's a devil dancer. They have no respect for anything beautiful. Nothing at all. And if they see you gentle and you're nice, they come at you. If they see you good looking, they taint you. They infect you with their sperm or with their prostitution done. And where I haven't been touched, they don't like it done. Damn tramp. Don't get me wrong, we tried. We tried all that. Tried all that pregnancy, and you know the story. We were putting as the semen in a brassiere via a container, and then when she gets to the hospital, it's dead. We're not telling people these things, are you? Who these children really are. I mean, these children don't even know who they are. because the white man's doing his best to hide it and put his stupid sons there. And every time these sons go there, they just fail miserably. Calling them sir and lord. Why are you calling him sir and why are you calling him lord? Huh? He doesn't even know how to take rejection, that tramp, without killing someone and hurting someone, that tramp. Right? But then when you do look at him, you have to pity him. And I mean this, because he's committing suicide the most out of all the sons. And his birth rate is below zero. No multiplication at all. Not having sex with women, not making love to women at all. So your birth rate's gone. And you're killing yourself as well. Because the system has put this pressure on your sons. The system has tried to make them like father's sons. The system. And that's all it is. Remember, father gave the world to 3 sons. He didn't get to know women or no businesses. He gave the world to 3 sons. Japheth, who have the cold. Shem, who are in the middle. And Ham, who are over here. And that's how he's going to run it, with sons. And then he's got a remnant of sons pushed in the corner. A remnant of sons. And that is the dance. Nothing to do with these stupid idiots. They're soon finished. They're soon done. He's just dismantling them. They're just not showing you. And then they get ready for the stupid Satan dance. What? Wait till when the earth turns on you. I mean, you can't even handle this heat. Wait till when it puts the proper heat on. And then you think you're going to have your dance. No, they're just doing this, guys, because the children are here. Wait till when they take the children out of here, guys. And all we're saying, we're trying to make you come with us. But oh, you think it's all a joke and we're just... whatever. Remember, who laughed last enough? Right? Who laughed last night? And your system has not prepared you for none of this. None of it at all. Not one bit of it. And that's your damn sons. They'll lead you to your death. You hear me, guys? You hear me? Because you got the wrong sons. That's why Father put them at the back. He put them with the bear with me, with the widow. He put them with the fatherless, and then the foreigner, which says you must help them. You're in that category, you damn tramp. About you're in the category of running and occupying the land. Father said, I appoint you the land. Yo, tramp. This is when we read the Bible. It tells you this is the land that I've appointed and given you. This is how you must now run it. That's what it says. I gave it to you. You didn't settle there or steal it. And it says when the settler does come in, the foreigner, the heathen, this is how he must live. If he wants to live in your house, he must be circumcised. Otherwise, he ain't coming in. That's the law, you stinking smelly tramp. And he's just getting me ready for it. So when he does change it, I know the law. You damn tramp. That's what's going on in real time. Idiot. That's what's going on. Right in front of your eyes they're doing it. You can't see it. Just like COVID. Plucked his children out and just gave you COVID where you couldn't see it. 2019, remember 1619, 2019, 400 years. Still don't know what's going on. Grudgeful.
We can go where we agree. Your world and mine, your world and mine, your world and mine. Just imagine that everyone would love. Most I say the
Be true.
and imagine if everyone could reverence King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Oh, what a holy world it would be. A world of tranquility.
Right?
Yes, what a beautiful world it would be. A world of serenity. Your world and mine. Your world and mine.
Imagine. Just a quick second. If everyone could learn to show each other respect. Oh, what a lovely world it would be. Alright, one more. Alright, one more.
Give me faith, Lord, I pray, oh Lord. Face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength. Face another day. Carry on life, Lord. Carry on my Lord. Give me strength, Lord, to carry, Lord. Oh, my
washing's done, isn't it? The washing's done. Alright. I'll change over now. Let's do that rug now, innit? Test the rug. I'm good. Put on the fan. Come here. The fan. This is the equivalent to the sister in the summer. The fan. Tutu. Why? Refreshing, you see me? The sister fan. Wins. Right, let's check these clothes out. Right, let me dress that up when I come back. Looks nice, isn't it? It looks nice. Them words are powerful, isn't they? You're damn right they are. Come in.
It was dismantled, war, debt, nationalist movements and whatnot, from funded from the inside and from the outside. Right? The Ottomans' situation is very complex. It's not going to get into all of it here. It's obviously a very long story, but that had to happen first.
Go on.
And the moment the Ottoman authority over Palestine collapsed, well, here come the British with the Balfour Declaration already in their pocket. 1917.
Got you.
See, the sequencing tells you everything that you need to know.
Got you.
That's what Zionism actually is. It's not the return of an exiled people to their ancient homeland. No,
it's not.
that's the mythology.
That's us.
That's the mythology. The mythology requires you to believe that 1400 years of open access didn't exist. That Muslim governance was what, so hostile to the Jews that they simply couldn't stand to come back. That's a lie. That's a lie. And the actual historical record proves it's a lie. No, you could have gone back, but you didn't. You could have gone back, but you didn't. You loved it in Europe, no matter how nasty those people were to you. You wanted to stay there, and you still want to be there. You love Europe so much that you put your Israel in the Eurovision contest, right? You pretend that you're in Europe. You hate the region, and you always have hated the region. You're not compatible with the Middle East. You're Europeans.
You're damn right you are.
You're literally only there on assignment.
Yeah, just to pretend you're the children.
Because yes, first of all, like I say, they are Europeans. That's not an insult. That's just the geography and the history of it all, right? If your family has been in Germany for 800 years, you're German. You're German. Your language is German. Your food is German. Your taste in food is German. Your literature, your music, your sensibility, all of it's German.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You know, the idea that a European Jew in the 18th century felt any sort of a deep ancestral pull to Palestine, the way the Zionists later try to manufacture, that's a fantasy. It's a complete fantasy. No, he's Viennese.
What do you mean pulled to Palestine? You're going on like Palestine are the children. I just told you Joel 3 told you that they're not the children. Stop preaching your lies. How can Palestine be the children? How the hell can Palestine be the children when the children that was there, they sold the children there to the Greeks? That's what Joel 3 says. So how can Palestine be the children? Damn trying. We're always trying to hide the fact of who the real children are. The Muslims. There was a life before them, and the map there shows you. This map here, what I'm going to show you, shows you we are all in the map. They are there, a little bit there, a little bit there. We are all in there. We don't want no one in where we are. No one at all. They're there and there. That's where they are. And because we've gone now, they're all in there. And Father's coming back because he didn't promise that to none of your forefathers. None of it at all. He didn't appoint no land to you. Mr. Foreign Mighty One. That's what he calls you. The so-called Foreign Mighty One. There it is. The so-called Foreign Mighty One. There is 26 of the 6. 26. And if you notice, they're all 3 6s. 26 of the 6. 26.
He's from Warsaw. He's from Amsterdam. He doesn't know from Palestine. Not at all. And again, I'll repeat it. He could have gone there if he wanted to. I think people are overlooking how important that fact is. Even though the Europeans hated you, you were still one of them and you wanted to stay with them, and the last place you wanted to go was Palestine. And the second reason that they wanted to stay in Europe, aside from the fact that they are Europeans, they wanted to stay in Europe because Europe was a depraved continent and still is until now. Now pay attention to what I'm saying here. Listen to me, because there's a lot of tropes about Jews corrupting Europe, that the Jews corrupted these good, upstanding, lily-white Christians in Europe and whatnot. And obviously that's the same propaganda that you still hear today. That same propaganda is going on today. Because it can never be the case, right? It can never be the case that these so-called white people just do bad things because they just are bad. That can never be the reason. It always has to be because someone tricked them into doing bad things. Someone coerced them. Someone blackmailed them. Someone forced them. or it was just some sort of a horrible accident. We're very regretful about it. No, it can never be the case that they do the things they do because they just are the way they are. No, someone else always has to be to blame for their actions. No, you were bad enough in Europe. You were bad enough, with or without the Jews. But being a persecuted minority, being a persecuted, marginalized people in any society, listen, it's in your interest if that society is corrupt. Now, that doesn't mean you corrupted it. Doesn't mean you made it corrupt, but you will use that corruption to your advantage because you have to survive. This is common sense. This is common sense. Like, okay, take the Christian prohibition on usury, right? This is not corruption, obviously. Prohibition of interest is good, obviously. But you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. You didn't actually prohibit usury. You prohibited Christians from it. And that created a gap in the economy. And the Jews filled that gap. Because of course they did. Not because of some innate Jewish characteristic. In fact, the truth of the matter is you still had a massive number of Christians who were involved in money lending with riba, with interest. The Lombards, the Medicis, the Knights Templar. It was by no means only the Jews, no. But see, the Jews were allowed to do it. The Christians had to be more tricky about it, and they were more tricky about it. Yes, in fact, you actually were the conniving ones. You were the scheming ones, because canon law, Christian canon law, said that the Christians were not allowed to lend money at interest, and the Jews were not under canon law. So you still did it, but you found sneaky ways to do it. But then you blame the Jews for lending money with interest, even though you made it legal for them to do it, and illegal for you to do it. But you still did it, and until now, you love the people who did it. The Medicis, the Lombards, and so forth. The Knights Templar, and so on.
Yeah, this is nice.
Honestly, the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy is just never ending.
Of course it is.
So of course the Jews lent money with interest.
Of course it would these people.
And, you know, you're a persecuted minority. You're a European. You don't want to leave Europe. That is your land. The last of all places in the world that you want to go is Palestine. So you do what you have to do to make yourself useful in that society. To make yourself indispensable in that society that hates you. That's a survival strategy. So you lend with interest to the merchants, to the kings, to the church itself. They even lent to the church.
Yeah, they did.
And then the Jewish moneylender becomes indispensable in the economy. And that indispensability is the closest thing that you can get to safety if you're in a hostile environment. You understand? You can't burn down the man or burn down the house of the man who's holding the note on the debt of some duke or some marquis or what have you. You understand me? So you always try to make it about Jewish greed and so forth. It's not. It's about a community that survived by becoming economically necessary inside of a system that simultaneously despised them. That's a rational thing to do on their part.
Yeah.
You are a European in Europe, so you have to adapt.
Yeah.
And if you do it well enough, it can be lucrative. And that's not a uniquely Jewish experience, by the way. It happened to many, many people. Very similar scenarios played out with many people. But like I said, in Palestine, if you came to Palestine under Muslim governance, it was a very different situation. It's a very different situation. You had autonomy, yes. You had dignity. You had the right to live by your own law in your own community, yes. It offered you all of those things. But what it did not offer, what it could not offer, and would not offer, among other things, is that financial niche that Christian prohibition of usury created for you in Europe. See, because in Islam, we prohibit riba. Full stop. Usury, prohibited. Lending money at interest is not permitted in an Islamic economic order at all by anybody. That prohibition applies to everyone who's living in that system. Muslim, Christian, Jew. You understand? The millet system gave you your courts and it gave you your synagogue, but it did not give you the chance to have a monopoly on capital. It didn't give you that niche. So in Europe, you could be the banker to the kings, but under the Ottoman millet system, you were equal before the law, but that law did not allow that money lending game to exist. You understand? That's not oppression. That's just the absence of a particular mechanism of exploitation that was available for you in Europe, right? So you're Europeans, Jews, right? You were Europeans. You wanted Europe. You wanted to stay in Europe, even if Europe didn't want you. See? So you preferred to stay in a persecuting society and use that mechanism of exploitation as a means of survival rather than just move to a place where you wouldn't be persecuted in the first place. That was your choice. That was the transaction that you made. And like I say, if you are a persecuted people in a society, if you're marginalizing the society, then it is in your interest if that society is corrupt, if it's immoral, if it's debauched, if it's depraved, the way that Europe is depraved, the way that it was and the way that it is, the way that the West is. corruption, debauchery, immorality, and so on, this creates opportunities. This creates niches where you can thrive. And anyway, like I say, you're from them as it is. The Jews, anyway, you're already European. You're the same as them already.
True, true.
So if you're a marginalized population inside of a society, and you're maybe tolerated but not accepted, you're useful to the society but not equal in the society, then a debauched society is more useful to you than a virtuous one. It's more permissive. The rules are bendable. I mean, think about it. In a virtuous, moral society, they have standards. They enforce their norms. But in a debauched society, like in the West, a debauched and depraved society, they're distracted, they're preoccupied. Everyone is busy feeding their own appetites. And all that noise and all that chaos and all that appetite chasing, there's gaps that you can fill. There's room, there's opportunity that can present itself. The gate isn't locked because the gatekeeper is occupied with something else, you understand?
Of course, you got it.
So this is particularly useful for you if you are from a persecuted, marginalized group in the society. This is just social physics. And medieval Europe and early modern Europe and Europe today was and is extraordinarily depraved. You know, Christian Europe, you're supposedly the civilization built on the Gospels and whatnot, moral rectitude, the salvation of the soul, this, that, and the other. You're, meanwhile, running prostitution as an industry, right? Maintaining brothels for the clergy, staging public executions as entertainment. Your aristocrats, good Lord, were incestuous. Your royals, I mean, look at your history.
Look at your royals.
Your kings, your emperors, and whatnot. Your aristocrats. They were monsters. They were demented, perverted monsters, completely.
Exactly.
And Germany, if you talk about Germany specifically, in Weimar Germany, this was not an aberration of German culture. We're talking about before the Nazis.
Okay.
That was just German culture with the lid off. Berlin in the 1920s had an estimated 100,000 prostitutes. You had open drug markets. You had cabaret culture. That was the mainstream. Homosexuality, cross-dressing, you name it.
Cross-dressing.
Anything and everything available in Berlin. Magnus Hirschfeld established the first so-called Sexology Institute in Berlin in 1919, advocating for the decriminalization of homosexuality. In 1919, abortion rights. Transgender recognition, 1919. You understand me? In Berlin. This was intellectually mainstream in that city, in that era. So for a Jewish intellectual class that had been embedded in European culture for centuries, they were Europeans, educated in European universities, speaking European languages, right? Having completely absorbed European aesthetics, European sensibilities, European philosophy and what have you, European ambitions, European priorities. Well, in that environment, it's very pliable for you if you are marginalized. Not because the Jews caused it. They didn't cause it, not at all. But did they utilize it?
Yeah.
Did they utilize the corruption? Of course they did.
Okay.
Of course they did. In an environment like that, you have the chance to publish, you have the chance to practice medicine, you have the chance to be a lawyer, to be a professor, to be a filmmaker, psychoanalyst, what have you. Nightclub owner, right? You have Freud in Vienna, Kafka in Prague, Einstein, the Frankfurt School, and so forth. So you had the explosion of Jewish intellectual and cultural life happening in precisely those so-called cosmopolitan cities where they were the most permissive, the most morally chaotic cities in Europe. And again, I have to repeat this because it's a so-called white nationalist trope that the Jews caused this. No, the Jews didn't cause this. You're just like this. And it was exploitable, and it was useful for persecuted, marginalized people. The chaos and the debauchery and the perversion that you already had. See, it takes the edge off of the hate. It takes the edge off the prejudice and the judgment. You have a little room to maneuver when everybody is busy following their lusts and desires. And again, if you contrast that with what Palestine was like, no. Palestine was under a civilization with a moral framework that was enforced. Islam prohibited riba, so you couldn't have that niche in banking and money lending, and Islam regulates moral conduct. You understand? The kind of conduct that creates the gaps in that marginalized communities can exploit. That doesn't exist in Islamic Muslim society. And again, like I say, you were Europeans anyway. That culture was your culture. You liked it. You're all the same way. So you see, the thing that made Europe tolerable for the Jews, even when the Jews were not tolerated in Europe, the thing that made it tolerable, that made it livable for them, was Europe's moral incoherence. Their own inability to live by what they claim to believe in. Their own hungers, their own desires, their own lusts, their own distractions, their own degeneracy. In Europe, the European degeneracy. But obviously, the whole nature of this kind of a proposition is very volatile, very unstable. Because it's like the jinn, it's like the shayateen, it's like fire. You understand? You can't be safe around people who have unchecked appetites. Even if you think that you're keeping yourself safe by feeding them.
No,
You understand me?
Aye.
It's inherently unstable. These are inherently unstable, disloyal people.
You're damn right.
And they will lash out. It's just a matter of time.
They got
And so it turned
them.
for the Jews, and it always does.
Got them.
Because the debauched society eventually is going to look for scapegoats.
Botch.
They're going to look for scapegoats, and the most visible scapegoats that they could find, who were navigating all the gaps in the society, was the Jews. So then they became the explanation for why the society is so degenerate, why the society is debauched, why the society is corrupt, why the society is degenerate. You infected us, you caused this. We're not actually like this, you made us like this. You're the source of the corruption, which is the oldest lie in the Western repertoire. Europe was debauched, and it was degenerate, and it was depraved before a single Jew ever set foot in Europe.
But I don't agree.
Degeneracy has always been the product that you made. Jews just got a job at the factory. So then, in the 30s and 40s, Hitler came along, the Nazis came along, you killed the workers, but you kept the factory. And then you helped them create this mythology about their exile and their wanderingness and so forth, to justify relocating the survivors into a land that they had been deliberately avoiding this whole time. Because it wasn't Europe. Because it wasn't sick like Europe. Because it didn't have the opportunities that European sickness creates. That's why they stayed. That's why they stayed in Europe.
Well said.
And that's why when staying was no longer survivable, was no longer viable for them, the project they built was not about return. It was about colonization, not Jewish colonization, European colonization, white colonization. Theodor Herzl, the father of Zionism, was not a religious man, he was secular. He was thoroughly assimilated to European intellectual life and philosophy and so forth. He didn't keep the Shabbat. He wasn't moved by the Torah. He was moved by the Dreyfus affair. That's what radicalized him. When there was that French Jewish military officer who was falsely accused of treason in 1894, you had crowds in Paris, in the streets of Paris, death to the Jews, death to the Jews. That's what radicalized Herzl, not scripture, not Judaism, not religion. European bigotry. And his response was not a religious awakening, it was a political project, a resettlement project as a colonial enterprise for Europe, just like Australia. David Ben-Gurion, the one who declared, the first president of Israel, who declared it as a state, he was an atheist. He said so. He's an atheist. He read the Torah as nationalist literature, not as scripture. Jabotinsky, the father of so-called revisionist Zionism, that's the ideological ancestor of the Likud, Netanyahu's party, Netanyahu's whole political career, that was an atheist too. He openly disdained religious observance. And he modeled all of his politics on European ethnic nationalism, specifically on Italian fascism, because of course he did. You understand? I'm not talking about peripheral figures in Zionist history. These are the architects. These are the architects of the whole thing, the founding fathers of Zionism, as it were. And they were, without exception, European secular Jews, meaning not Jews in any meaningful sense. They weren't Jews not by Islamic understanding. They weren't Jews by rabbinical understanding. They were only Jews because Europe insisted that they were Jews, because Europe wouldn't let them be anything else. I think everybody knows this. I think everyone knows it. You all should know by now how ludicrous this whole thing is. It is an insult to the intelligence of everyone. For anyone to treat Zionism as anything but fake. It's completely fake. Because what does it mean that you claim a covenant to a land given to you by a God that you don't even believe exists? You don't believe in God. You don't believe in the Torah as a divine text. You don't observe the Jewish law. The entire rhetorical basis for any Jewish connection to any specific land, this covenant, this promise, this return or what have you, that's a religious claim. It requires you to believe that that religion that claimed that is true. And you don't believe that that religion is true. You understand me? You don't have faith. You don't believe in the supposed promise of God. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in God, but you take the promise of God seriously? What is this, a vaudeville act? You understand? You're returning to what? To a real estate claim that's based on a book that you regard as mythology, that you don't even believe in? No, it's nothing but a European colonial project. It's a European colonial project dressed up in cynical religious language. Language that they borrowed from a religion that they themselves abandoned. But then you took on the language because it was politically useful only for this reason. Because you could mobilize people behind it. Because Zionists in the UK needed a biblical frame to get behind the project. You understand? The mythology of ancient retirement was the only story that could make it what was otherwise a nakedly obvious European white colonizers taking someone else's land. You could make that look like something else than it was. I mean, can we stop pretending?
Can we?
Can we stop giving any credence to this? And I mean,
thank you.
Giving credence to the whole concept of it. I mean, not just the claim is wrong, not just the claim is unfair, but everyone who made the claim is completely disingenuous to begin with.
You're damn right.
It wasn't about religion to them then, and it isn't about religion to them now.
It's not. It's about some
Israeli society is not a religious society. Israel is one of the most secular countries in the world, definitely in the region.
You're damn trying.
I mean, the majority of Israelis describe themselves. They describe themselves as atheists or as secular or as traditional but not religious. Like, that's the thing.
Insult, man.
The genuinely religious Jews, the Orthodox and so forth, the Jews who actually believe in the Torah, they believe that the Torah is divine law and so on, they're a minority in Israel. And historically, many Orthodox communities themselves were anti-Zionist because they know very well that the theological claims in the Zionist mythology is completely false.
Of course it is.
So please call it what it is. Israel is a white European atheist settler colony. That's what it is.
Trying to be like us.
That's the correct description. Every element of that description is accurate.
Thank you.
White, yes. The founding population of Israel was overwhelmingly Ashkenazi, Eastern and Central European. The racial hierarchies inside Israeli society between the Ashkenazis and the Mizrahi Jews, between the European Jews and the Jews who actually had been living in the Arab world, that hierarchy existed before the state even began, from the beginning, and it exists now. The Mizrahi Jews were brought in, they were brought in for demographic reasons, to pump up the numbers of Jews. And they've been treated as a lower caste by the European Jews ever since. This is completely documented. No one contests that. Same, obviously, with the Ethiopian Jews. So it's white. And European, obviously. The ideology, the institutional design, the legal framework, the political philosophy, not to mention, obviously, the founders, all of it is European. It's all European. It looks like a European state because it was designed by Europeans on European principles. And they, like I say, they still want to pretend that they are European. And atheist, yes, as established. The founders were secular. The founders were atheists. The dominant population is secular, is atheist. Being a Jew went from being a religion to being an ethnic culture in Europe. Jew is supposed to mean that you believe in and you practice Judaism. Simple. That's what it's supposed to mean. But in Europe, you were still going to be called a Jew anyway. You were still going to be treated as a Jew anyway. You're still going to be persecuted as a Jew anyway. Even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in Judaism, they're still going to call you that because Europeans are just like that.
That's what they're like.
So the people who hated Jews, and because of their hatred of Jews, they created this nonsensical category of Jewishness that is completely unrelated to religion or religious practice or religious belief. And Israel is based on that. And it is a settler colony because the people that were there before, the original indigenous people that were there before, they got displaced for you to make room. That's the definition. You arrive, you claim, you displace.
You can't do that.
Just like you did in Australia, just like you did in America, just like you did in South Africa.
Everywhere.
They just did it in Israel with different propaganda.
That is your style.
The Palestinians were not displaced by God's chosen people fulfilling a prophecy.
You're moving out your ranks
They were
again.
displaced by European atheists with
Coming out
rifles
of the
and
north from
funding
the
from
south
European
again. And the
anti-Semite
children get
capital
because of your parents.
and a mandate
Not
from the
doing
European
it at all.
empire that wanted to outsource a colonial project to the Middle East
That's right.
that they didn't want to do themselves and that they wanted the people to do it who they themselves didn't want in Europe. You understand me? They outsourced it to people that they wanted to get out of Europe in the first place. That was the transaction.
Damn.
The religious language was just a tool, because you need a nice story.
No idea.
You need, return to Zion.
I'm trying.
Because if you say European atheists want a European ethno-state in the Levant, that doesn't work. That doesn't move anybody's heart. But the Jewish people returning, after 2,000 years wandering in the world to their ancient homeland or what have you, that almost sounds like a noble thing. But understand, the religious framing was not the belief of the people who were deploying it. Not then and not now. It was just the marketing.
Their children are
It's
safe.
completely fake. Completely fake. Now you need to understand this because I get a lot of people asking me whenever I do a video, whenever I do a talk about what's happening in the region, the regional transition and so forth, the GCC project, BRICS, the A National OCDFC and so on, about the absorption of Israel inevitably into the region and their integration into the region. and the
You're taking
ownership
the
of Israel
out of
basically.
it.
Some say that they're man, a man must be sure them way. But that feel like running instead. It's fine. I'll be free. Oh, I will take me over to the valley. Yes, I'll find me a way. I'll be free. Yes, I'll take me however we see. But nature is giving me installation in that kingdom. Find the things I am. Sometimes I contemplate and wonder what is wrong. I try so hard, I just can't get along. Man, so many things to do. And I don't know the truth. Still I believe in the Lord. So I find me where I'll be free. Yes, I can be. It's a great thing. I'll be free. Yes, I can be. For the nature is doing my best to serve mankind, liberate the captivated mind. Since they don't see to heal my cause, so I won't linger and perish with them at all. Some say I can run away. Man and man must ensure them but I feel like running instead. If I I'll be free. I'll be free. Over to the valley. It's so fine.
Issues. Murder, there is. No, and that doesn't look right. And I instead of that's it, and I and then that's it, and then why it's written, and then I could separate that from that is nice. So this and this real thing. Right. Not stress about that. It's not that.
Glory, hallelujah. Hallowed be thy name. Oh, most high God. Glory be to most high God. Hallowed be thy name. King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I'll ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. For all the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I'll be the man. Most high God.
Yeah, I will.
Glory be to Most High God. Hallowed be thy
But what do I
name.
want to do?
King
Yeah.
of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I ascribe to you dominion, power, and praise. For all the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as a part of my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be away. It's me again, Jah, as a part of my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul. Look around the world today, oh God, and you will see.
Right.
Pharisees, backbiters, take love and vanity. But I know you control my destiny, and from you all blessings flow. From yesterday, even today, and tomorrow, it's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My heart is willing, my flesh is weak, but still, oh God, I sing to walk your way, your way. I pray my soul will keep. Though my enemies slip camp at me, I know I can stand. Forevermore I live with my hurt, and for always in your hand. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul. Ah, glory, hallelujah. Bless my soul, oh God. Oh, most high God. Say glory be to the most high God. Hallowed be thy name. The King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I'll ascribe to you dominion, power, and praise. From the years and years to come, and for all the race. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul. It's me again, God, as I fall on my knees today.
Oh, come on. That's what there is. No, you is to it, man. It is so annoying. You're right, it's just annoying. Now it's time again. See. Right, got it. Oh, does it again. Oh, man, it's just so annoying. It just is annoying. Right. Done it. It's done. It's done. Can I do this at the bottom? Very good. Is there space there? Look at this. Let's see if there is. No, there isn't. Okay. Let's see. Here is. There is. Come now. There is no why do it? You really do test patience, didn't you? So annoying. Right, what am I doing? I'm doing damn it. I know it's a joke, innit? I was testing it. No, right. Can you bring that down a bit one minute again? Yeah, I can. Wound. Come here. Got it. That way. And I bet that goes smooth now. See, told you. Just do it. I'm going to bite you. I'm going to bite you. Come here. Right, tell me. And this one. Come here. Do that one up. Oh, you in this time. I'll bite you again. Come here. Right. I'll do it like that. And watch. Is it? Stop it. Yes. Now it's come to that now. Warriors now. 1 minute. See them. To drum. There is who can out of my Johnny Lining. Do this. My hands. Do this stuff here. What about this one? And he reigns. What about his name? No. Come in. Come in. No. Come in. Come here. I think better. Right. Let's see now. That's about this one. Come here. Won't work it. No, you don't want to do that one. Otherwise it doesn't open. Come here. Wait. That's it. See it. And this one is over. Come here. Right. And this one. And now you go. No, it doesn't look good. And he take up a fan and put it over there. Wait. Alright. We're gonna put this one there. And I'll put this one there. That's it, I've done it. Rear. Put that one there in it. Oh, come on, you're always doing it, man. Want me to bite me in it? Right, come on. Put that there. And then take that one off there. Mirror that. No. Oh, no, wait till it. Come here. That's better, isn't it? Oh, no, I got rid of it. Right, just get that there. Right. How's that look? Fantastic. Just right. You printing. Oh, there we go. Right. Printy. Right. Come on. What do you want to put it? Cringe? No, not yet. It's printing. It is printing.
Tell me if we my soul. It took a little time to realize something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. But now I know that it is my friend. And to be my friend, don't you worry. Oh yes, I know that when the Lord is my guide, under the wings of love, I will abide. Yes, I know. By the time I get, oh, yeah, love the mercy I yeah, oh, hey, see the moonlight on the other. Oh, I'm getting ready. The 6 days spread good. Yes, I'm getting ready. Gonna put on my dancing shoes. Oh, yes, I'm getting ready. Gonna put on the telephone. Get somebody with somebody more. Shake it up tonight. Oh, show you what the body like. Shake it up tonight. Oh, show you how to do it right. Oh, people come to enjoy themselves. Everybody's getting ready. They coming from everywhere. So I'm getting ready. Don't you know wanna be with me tonight? Baby, oh yeah. Come on, baby, come on, baby, do it right. This tonight we will be out of sight. Let the by the time I get, oh, I'm gonna get out. Love the mercy I yeah, yeah. See the moonlight on the other. Oh, I'm getting ready. The 6 days spread good. Yes, I'm getting ready. Gonna put on my dancing shoes. Oh, yes, I'm getting ready. Gonna call her on the telephone. You got somebody with somebody more. Shake it up tonight. Oh, show you what the body like. Shake it up tonight. Oh, show you how to do it right. Oh, people come to enjoy themselves. Everybody's getting ready. They coming from everywhere. So I'm getting ready. Don't you know wanna be with you tonight? Baby, oh yeah. Come on, baby, come on, wanna do it right. Yes, tonight we will be out of sight. Let the music take control of the world. Show you how to baby with the beat. Shake it up tonight, boy. Show you how to body right, boy. Shake it up tonight, boy. Show you how to do it right, yeah. I say, boy, you the master of body from boy. Before we lay on the dance floor, yeah. Boy, you're the master as the sunshine. You gotta get it 'cause it's really mine. Don't stop, don't give up the fight. Do it with all your might, my people. Shine will do it. Just seek and you will find it. Mankind knows of the minute of the hour. So do the best in life. I pray that shine will do it. Seek and you will find it. Things you wanna achieve in life is there for you right now. I know. Oh, now, yeah, yeah. Oh, help us, Father. Be wise, our children. Listen to the words of wisdom. In these troubled times, we gotta be strong. Yeah. But as sure as the sun shines, I gotta get it 'cause it's really mine. Won't stop, won't give up the fight. I'll do it with all my might. Judge will be well. Seek and you will find it. Mankind knows of the minute of the hour. So do the best in life. I pray that judge will do well. Do the best. Seek and you will find it. The things you wanna achieve in life It's there for you right now, I know. Just like you do it. I won't stop, I won't give up the fight. I'll do it with all my might, my people. Just like you will do it. I hear speakers who will fight. Just like you will do the rest.
Okay, sorry for menu like this, right? Robes everybody nice. Boy.
I'm gonna talk to the Queen of England, the leader of the Soviet Union, the leader of America and world. I'm gonna talk to the Queen of England, the leader of the Soviet Union, the leader of America and world. Ooh, I'm going to tell the world about it, and I'm going to tell the world to shout it. Going forward to Africa, 'cause we're black. We're going forward to Africa, and that's a fact. I'm going to talk to the one more time, to free all my people in South Africa. Talk about freedom for Nelson Mandela, and all my people that's suffering down in Africa. Soon, I'm going to tell the world about it, and I'm going to tell the world to shout it. We're going forward to Africa, because we're black. We're going forward to Africa, because we're black. If it's alright, we're gonna be there. If it's alright, I'm gonna stay there. I'm going to tell the world about it. The human race, we all feel it. Racial discrimination in a South African land. Whoa, whoa, yeah. We're going forward to Africa, because we're black. We're going forward to Africa, yeah, that's a fact. If it's alright, we're gonna be there. If it's alright, we're gonna stay there. I'm going to tell the world about it. I'm going to tell the world to shout it. We're going forward to Africa, because we're black. We're going forward to Africa, yeah, that's a fact. War and crime down in Namibia, brutality down in South Africa, racial war all over the world. People striving to find some solution. Whoa, we're going forward to Africa, because we're black. We're going forward to Africa, yeah, that's a fact. Got to wipe out the brethren and sisters. They're suffering down in Africa. It's brimstone, lightning and thunder. Oh, what a fire.
Where's it, man? The damn fly. Window. I got the rapido, you know. Maybe to the window. The damn fly. The G Regents, isn't it? Yo, come here. The damn fly. Try to say it. Come here. The little crocodile spring. Wanna come and lay out your dirty eggs on my brown skin? No! When there? I got it anyway. I'm leaving it right there. And I don't even need to take the lid off and lose time. Right there, sir. You just press it there, sir. The damn fly. Weird. He said, where you learn that from? This sister, right? We learned it from the good sister. You know the housework. He said, what's that? This sister. You damn tramp. And that's what I mean about these sons. With no king. With no emperor. Or empress. You forgot the housework. You forgot the basics. He cannot do the basics. There he is, the fly. The damn fly man. Yeah, he can't do the basics. He can do everything else. Rob, steal, lie, cheat, impersonate, impregnate. Right? But he can't be a farmer when he impregnates neither. He'll leave you with the bun in the oven. So they say. So they say. That sun. Because everyone's looking at the sun stuff. Why? Because it's going back to the origin. It's like this circle, right? No. To be a circle, it has to be complete. We all agree on that. Thank you. So, to complete the circle is what? As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So to complete the circle, you have to go from the beginning all the way around until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, it goes back to the beginning. And this is what we're seeing now. This is what we're seeing. And guess what? We're finding out that he can't do the basics. Then we're finding out he did all this just for an easy life. So everybody else must have a difficult life while you take all theirs and you have a simple life. You really thought that was going to work, huh? Huh? Where's the 2 and 2 in that? You try. And there is a lot of frustrated ancestry children and infants around, a lot. You won't answer their parents on why and give them back stuff. Some want some back, some don't. But you have to answer for this nonsense stuff. There's no way you're escaping it now. Because what they did, they left it onto the children as usual. And you want the children. You can't get away with what's going on. You damn right you can't. I told you already, 250 years. No empires last time. No, one has. One's done 251. Are you going to be up 252? Are you? I don't think so. But look how long that thing went on for 250 years. And look when it started, when you massacred all them people, then put yourself in. And that's the 250 years. That massacred the whole land. And it had to bully and murder the people that was there to then put itself there and then implement its poison on the people and on the planet. And it's what people are realizing. But what my man didn't explain right, he's saying that it's all white people's fault. It's not. It is Israel. He can't see it. He thinks it's just from it. No, they've been from the beginning. Even when they was enslaved and all that, it's still, they're the children. They are the children. They're the children. Their father is Satan, it's his dance. They have to go through suffering. They're the children. It's not white people, it's them who are the problem. We can say that you're right, Mr. Muslim. But everything else you said is bang on. Bang on. And they're all realizing that the problem is modern Israel, but now they're trying to shift it onto to Europeans. No, Europeans just done their work, that's all. That's all. Europeans was the fall guy for the 2 nations, remember? 2 nations? And they're still not telling you truths, are they? They're still lying to you about nonsense though. So what happens when they come out the sky? One comes with a trumpet and one comes on a white horse. What are we going to do then? Huh? What are you going to do then? Why aren't you preparing the people for that? You're preparing them for 3 holidays, 1 on the way. What about a holiday? What about jet lag? You're not even allowed to go up there. About jet lag. You are the most disrespectful generation. The one before that was worse. No, it wasn't, Father says. He said, this one is the one. This one is the worst one. This. And I'm going to batter it. I said, ouch.
Grooving night on night. Keep on
daytime. It's moonlight every night that keeps me grooving. Keep me grooving, yeah. Right. Grooving. Keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Grooving. Everybody keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Grooving, I don't lie. Keep on grooving. 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 I get my keys from watching people running to and fro. But if you ask them where they're going, half of them don't know. And they're the ones who think I'm crazy, but they don't realize that I'm just grooving. Ooh, grooving. Grooving, I don't lie. Keep on grooving. Grooving. Grooving till I die. See a river flowing by me, headed for the sea. I get the feeling deep inside me. It's so good to me. And I get sunshine in the daytime. It's moonlight every night that keeps me grooving. Keep me grooving, yeah. Grooving. Keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Grooving. Everybody keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Grooving, I don't lie. Keep on grooving. Grooving. Grooving till I die. Keep on moving. Moving. Till I die. Moving. Till I die.
You can't get on me. No. No, you can't come through me. Here comes something. Yeah. Wanna make me come to innocent. He is it all pretend. But here on the wrong side of things, I became the victim. The victim of the law. Cause I want to get victim.
But he wants to take.
They wanna change my control. He's not gonna let yeah. Don't blame him. You can't get on me. No. No, you can't come to me. Just the blame the innocent. You ain't that for pretend. But education, birth is common sense. I am the duty, and it's the verdict I don't want to know. Here I am surrounded by that is injury. Got the purpose that back to me. Of evidence, don't convey the religion. You ain't just all pretend. You can't get on me, no. No, you can't come and show me. You're from home every day, yeah. Wanna blame me from the innocent. He and them all pretend.
Alright, who's next? Which one did you next?
But you're on the wrong side of things. I became the victim. The victim of the law.
Which one next?
But I wouldn't talk this system. Believe me,
What's his one?
they wanna take my pride and joy. He's not for evidence. Just been blaming the innocent. You ain't there for pretend.
Alright. Yeah. I did like that. Yeah,
But
yeah.
education, birth is common sense.
That's one. Did you like? Alright.
I am the duty, and it's the verdict I don't want to lose. Here I am surrounded by that is injury. And the purpose to happen me. Of evidence, yeah.
Remember that one?
Not convey the innocent. You ain't just false pretend.
Eater.
But you're on the wrong side of things. Oh, take it to me.
You can't control us.
No, you can't control me. I am the duty. Believe me. And it's the verdict I don't want to lose. Here I am surrounded by that is injury. Trying the very best after me. Here comes Lord evidence. Yeah. Wanna blame it on the innocent. My God. You can't get false pretense. Amen. But be on the wrong side of things.
Can't control me. You and you are. Yeah. Let me put that rag in there. Now let's wash that rag now. That's what I want to do as well. Look at the sign as well, get printed. Yeah, that's what I want to do today. Today I want to do Levi's today. That's what we're going to do today. Yeah. That's what we're going to do today. To Levi's. False pretense.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Well, oh, I wake up in the morning with my head down in my eyes, and she says hi. And I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids are going off to school. Goodbye. She reaches out and takes my hand, kisses it and says, how you doing, hon? And I look across her smiling lips that warms my heart to see my morning sun. And if that's not loving me, then all I got to say, oh, God didn't make the little green apples and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland and Mother Goose, and no nursery rhyme. Oh, child, didn't make the little green apples and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about a face aglow and ease my mind. Sometimes I call her up at home, knowing she's a busy. And ask her if she could get away and be to me. Maybe we could grab a bite to eat. Yeah. She drops what she's doing and hurries down to meet me. And I'm always late. She sits waiting patiently, smiles when she first sees me, 'cause she's made that way. Well, if that's not loving me, then all I got to say, God didn't make the little green apples and it don't snow in Indianapolis in the wintertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland and Mother Goose, and no nursery rhyme. Oh, child, didn't make the little green apples and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. Well, Lord God, and when my life is feeling low, I think about a face aglow and ease my mind.
Who were navigating all the gaps in the society was the Jews. So then they became the explanation for why the society is so degenerate, why the society is debauched, why the society is corrupt, why the society is degenerate. You infected us, you caused this. We're not actually like this, you made us like this. You're the source of the corruption, which is the oldest lie in the Western repertoire. Europe was debauched and it was degenerate and it was depraved before a single Jew ever set foot in Europe. Degeneracy has always been the product that you made. Jews just got a job at the factory. So then in the 30s and 40s, Hitler came along, the Nazis came along, you killed the workers, but you kept the factory. And then you helped them create this mythology about their exile and their wanderingness and so forth, to justify relocating the survivors into a land that they had been deliberately avoiding this whole time. Because it wasn't Europe. Because it wasn't sick like Europe. Because it didn't have the opportunities that European sickness creates. That's why they stayed. That's why they stayed in Europe. And that's why when staying was no longer survivable, was no longer viable for them, the project they built was not about return. It was about colonization, not Jewish colonization, European colonization, white colonization. Theodor Herzl, the father of Zionism, was not a religious man. He was secular. He was thoroughly assimilated to European intellectual life and philosophy and so forth. He didn't keep the Shabbat. He wasn't moved by the Torah. He was moved by the Dreyfus affair. That's what radicalized him. When there was that French Jewish military officer who was falsely accused of treason in 1894, you had crowds in Paris, in the streets of Paris, death to the Jews, death to the Jews. That's what radicalized Herzl, not scripture, not Judaism, not religion. European bigotry. And his response was not a religious awakening, it was a political project, a resettlement project as a colonial enterprise for Europe, just like Australia. David Ben-Gurion, the one who declared, the first president of Israel who declared it as a state, he was an atheist. He said so. He's an atheist. He read the Torah as nationalist literature, not as scripture. Jabotinsky, the father of so-called revisionist Zionism, that's the ideological ancestor of the Likud, Netanyahu's party, Netanyahu's whole political career, that was an atheist too. He openly disdained religious observance, and he modeled all of his politics on European ethnic nationalism, specifically on Italian fascism, because of course he did. You understand? I'm not talking about peripheral figures in Zionist history. These are the architects. These are the architects of the whole thing, the founding fathers of Zionism, as it were. And they were, without exception, European secular Jews, meaning not Jews in any meaningful sense. They weren't Jews not by Islamic understanding. They weren't Jews by rabbinical understanding. They were only Jews because Europe insisted that they were Jews, because Europe wouldn't let them be anything else. I think everybody knows this. I think everyone knows it. You all should know by now how ludicrous this whole thing is. It is an insult to the intelligence of everyone.
Of course it is.
For anyone to treat Zionism as anything but fake. It's completely fake. Because what does it mean that you claim a covenant to a land given to you by a God that you don't even believe exists?
True.
You don't believe in God.
True.
You don't believe in the Torah as a divine text.
True.
You don't observe the Jewish law.
True.
The entire rhetorical basis for any Jewish connection to any specific land, this covenant, this promise, this return, or what have you, that's a religious claim. It requires you to believe that that religion that claimed that is true. And you don't believe that that religion is true.
Of course you don't.
You understand me?
You don't trust.
You don't have faith.
But you want the riches that come.
You don't believe in the supposed promise of God. You don't believe in God.
That's right. The devil.
You don't believe in God, but you take the promise of God
I
seriously?
just said that.
What is this, a vaudeville act?
I just said.
You understand?
You're paying.
You're returning to what? To a real estate claim that's based on a book that you regard as mythology, that you don't even believe in? No, it's nothing but a European colonial project. It's a European colonial project dressed up in cynical religious language that they borrowed from a religion that they themselves abandoned. But then you took on the language because it was politically useful only for this reason, because you could mobilize people behind it. Because Zionists in the UK needed a biblical frame to get behind the project.
Well said.
You understand? The mythology of ancient return was the only story that could make it what was otherwise a nakedly obvious European white colonizers taking someone else's land. You could make that look like something other than it was.
Exactly. Damn right.
I mean, can we stop pretending?
Can we?
Can we stop giving any credence to this? And I mean, giving credence to the whole concept of it. I mean, not just the claim is wrong, not just the claim is unfair, but everyone who made the claim is completely disingenuous to begin with. It wasn't about religion to them then, and it isn't about religion to them now. Israeli society is not a religious society. Israel is one of the most secular countries in the world, definitely in the region. I mean, the majority of Israelis describe themselves. They describe themselves as atheists or as secular or as traditional but not religious, like that's the thing. The genuinely religious Jews, the Orthodox and so forth, the Jews who actually believe in the Torah, they believe that the Torah is divine law and so on, they're a minority in Israel. And historically, many Orthodox communities themselves were anti-Zionist because they know very well that the theological claims in the Zionist mythology is completely false. So please, call it what it is. Israel is a white, European, atheist settler colony. That's what it is.
That's what they do.
That's the correct description. Every element of that description is accurate. White, yes. The founding population of Israel was overwhelmingly Ashkenazi, Eastern and Central European.
That's right.
The racial hierarchies inside Israeli society between the Ashkenazis and the Mizrahi Jews, between the European Jews and the Jews who actually had been living in the Arab world. That hierarchy existed before the state even began, from the beginning, and it exists now. The Mizrahi Jews were brought in, for demographic reasons, to pump up the numbers of Jews. And they've been treated as a lower caste by the European Jews ever since. This is completely documented. No one contests that. Same, obviously, with the Ethiopian Jews. So it's white. And European, obviously. The ideology, the institutional design, the legal framework, the political philosophy, not to mention, obviously, the founders, all of it is European. It's all European. It looks like a European state because it was designed by Europeans on European principles. And they, like I say, they still want to think that they are European. And atheist, yes, as established. The founders were secular. The founders were atheists. The dominant population is secular, is atheist. Being a Jew went from being a religion to being an ethnic culture in Europe. Jew is supposed to mean that you believe in and you practice Judaism. Simple. That's what it's supposed to mean. But in Europe, you were still going to be called a Jew anyway. You were still going to be treated as a Jew anyway. You're still going to be persecuted as a Jew anyway. Even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in Judaism, they're still going to call you that because Europeans are just like that. So the people who hated Jews, and because of their hatred of Jews, they created this nonsensical category of Jewishness that is completely unrelated to religion or religious practice or religious belief. And Israel is based on that. And it is a settler colony because the people that were there before, the original indigenous people that were there before, they got displaced for you to make room. That's the definition. You arrive, you claim, you displace. Just like you did in Australia, just like you did in America, just like you did in South Africa. They just did it in Israel with different propaganda. The Palestinians were not displaced by God's chosen.
No, but it's finished now. Father's now coming back now. He's moving the real children around and then he's coming back. We know what's going on. You're still wondering what's going on. We know because we are the children. We, not you.
And people fulfilling a prophecy. They were displaced by European atheists with rifles and funding from European anti-Semite capital and a mandate from a European empire that wanted to outsource a colonial project to the Middle East that they didn't want to do themselves and that they wanted the people to do it who they themselves didn't want in Europe. You understand me? They outsourced it to people that they wanted to get out of Europe in the first place. That was the transaction. The religious language was just a tool, because you need a nice story.
Yeah.
You need, return to Zion.
Yeah.
Because if you say European atheists want a European ethno-state in the Levant, that doesn't work that doesn't move anybody's heart.
Our style.
But the Jewish people returning, after 2,000 years wandering the world,
So you can live your life.
That's the whole thing about you. You never got a turn. That's wait for my turn. Wait for my turn. Damn tram. We know who we are. Well, becoming like say, many check on. Good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone's doing good in the Yahuwah neighborhood. Wait, yeah, if the adults, they've done their job, the adults, if they've done their job and stop worrying about how beautiful they look, and stop worrying about how much money they can make, and stop worrying about how people view them, and the dog box as well. Then they might remember the little ones, the little ones. Hold your head up high, it's too high, your head's too high. But the little ones. So now the little ones have got to do it with protection of Yahuwah. We don't need your help. We don't need your help. Right? Because all now still, you can't change that law where it says we don't protect children.
It's okay now.
Thank you, my brother.
Sorted, yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I also removed some files from the tablet itself.
Okay.
because it was getting to 112.
Oh, you done that for me as well. Yeah, that bit there as well. Thank you, Baba. Yeah, because that did need doing. Yeah, thank you. The memory. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Keep it going. Right. I'm a technician, you know. And sound system cast money. Right, let me make him a nice little split. Because you've got a cigarette. Has he got one in there? Yeah. Yo, Albany.
Yeah.
You got a cigarette in there?
Sorry.
You got a cigarette in there?
No. Yeah, I'm out of cigarettes now.
Oh.
I'll probably get some later.
Alright. Yeah, you're going to need to get some later, bro.
Sorry.
You are going to need to get some later because I'm
Sorry?
You are going to need to get some later. I'm stocking up. So you're going to need to get some later.
Okay.
I'll do this for you now, though, right? Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's asking. Let's see what's in it. We'll check it. We'll make this we'll check it out. Probably see it back. We don't want people to it's not very true.
Homeland or what have you, that almost sounds like a noble thing. But understand, the religious framing was not the belief of the people who were deploying it. Not then and not now. It was just the marketing. It's completely fake. Completely fake. Now you need to understand this because I get a lot of people asking me, whenever I do a video, whenever I do a talk about what's happening in the region, the regional transition and so forth, the GCC project, BRICS, the A National OCGFC and so on, about the absorption of Israel inevitably into the region and their integration into the region. And the ownership of Israel basically being transferred from the US to the GCC. People ask me, do you think that the Israelis are going to accept this? No, the Zionists are never going to go along with this. Won't they just blow everything up? Won't the Zionists just blow everything up? They got nuclear weapons, right? They're going to activate the Samson option. Nuclear arsenal, scorched earth.
You know that?
If we go down, everybody goes down.
No, don't ask.
Right?
Maybe
We're going to destroy everything before we will ever accept to be subordinated to Arab Muslim sovereignty. You think so? I mean, I understand the concern, but this is why I'm talking to you about this, because the concern is based on forgetting the fundamental reality, which is that Zionism is fake. You talk about the Samson option, well, that requires real, hardcore, to the bone, deep, actual belief. The kind where I would rather die than accept life on any other terms. I want to go out with a bang and take everybody with me rather than live in a world where the thing that I believe in has to be compromised or subordinated in any way whatsoever. You understand? That's real belief. That's real belief. Nobody has that from these people. Nobody. Least of all, anyone who has any say. Remember, these are Europeans we're talking about. These are Westerners we're talking about. These are atheists. These people don't believe in anything. They don't believe in anything. I mean, look how they've been in Europe. Look how they did in Europe. All that adaptation, all that bending around the prejudice, just so they could stay there.
Yeah.
Just so they could stay there. And they're still there, by the way, after everything.
Yeah, I know.
They're still in Europe. They're still in America. Most of them are still there.
I know.
Most of them are still there. And what? In order to survive there, they change their name. They'll abandon their religion. They'll do whatever they have to do to survive.
Yeah.
They accept the concept of being an atheist Jew, a secular Jew, what have you.
I don't want to infect you.
We're talking about a people who have a very, very long history of adaptation and acquiescence as a survival strategy.
I know.
You understand? This is not a nation about to die on the hill of anything. No, be serious. I'm not saying this even as a criticism. I'm not saying it as an insult. This is just an honest observation. Look at the history.
Nasty.
Like most Westerners, they're not going to die for something. They'll kill for something. They'll kill for something, but they sure won't die for it. No.
Yeah.
They'll kill for something, probably because they were going to do it anyway. They were going to kill anyway. They just need a pretext. But dying for it? No, they're not that kind of people.
True.
They're not ready. They're not a people of sacrifice.
No, they're not.
Westerners, I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not.
Westerners, which is what the Israelis are. They're nothing but Westerners anyway.
Very true.
No, it's a political project built by atheists, sustained by American money, American weapons, and only marketed through religious rhetoric. And when the money stops, when the mythology collapses, you buy a plane ticket. That's what you do. You don't die on that hill, no. You get the heck out of Dodge. You understand me? Or you accept the new management. Simple.
Or you accept.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala confirmed this 1400 years ago. I mean, insofar as you can actually identify the Israelis as actual Jews, which by itself is a dubious proposition. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that they love life more than anyone, even more than the mushrikeen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that you will find them to be the most eager of people to preserve their own lives in the dunya. Again, it's not an insult, it's a description, and it's completely accurate. It's a description of what happens when you remove the akhirah from the calculation, which is definitely the case with the Israelis. When the dunya is all you have, well, you'll protect your dunya at all costs. You're not going to sacrifice. You won't sacrifice for it. You'll run or you'll adapt. So you'll have Israelis doing one or the other. And you've already got them running. You already see them running. I mean, over the last year, more than the last year, but at least the last year, you've seen tens of thousands, not thousands, tens of thousands of them running away. Potentially a million. People just picking up and moving on to Germany, Portugal, Cyprus, the United States, obviously, Canada, Australia, South Africa, going back to the places where their grandparents came from, or the places that they hold a second passport to. Because look at that, second passport. You got a second passport and you're talking about the Samson option? Be serious. That shows you the honest sentiment that they have with regards to Israel. You don't keep an emergency exit open when you're willing to die for something.
Yeah, the transfer.
Argentina, the Philippines, Cyprus, Ukraine, they're already active. Israeli communities are already popping up in those places to get footholds. Not just visiting, they're getting footholds in those places, trying to keep their options open. Because options is exactly what you need to maintain if you're not actually committed with this Samson option mentality. Filipinos are already getting upset about it. Have you seen online? Argentinians too, in fact, Ukrainians as well. But look, this is not like Israeli or Zionist expansion into your places in Ukraine, Philippines, Argentina, what have you. This is them relocating. And you're going to start to see this happen more and more.
Because they're frightened.
You know, the ones who cannot expand.
It's like Father will bring them back there, don't worry, because they have to go back to Chesapeake. They're running from there. Don't worry, man. Father knows exactly what he's doing here. Exactly, because one time they wanted to control the Middle East. Now they say they can't control the Middle East because that's fatherless. Now what they're trying to do now, to control the West. You're a joke, man. You're an absolute joke.
Just being decent, moral people, just being decent, normal people and getting along with their neighbors, getting along with the region, getting along with the Muslims, the Arabs, and the Palestinians. You cannot accept the new order of things for whatever reason. Then you're going to start setting up little communities elsewhere. That's what they're going to do. That's how it's going to go. And I don't think that the people in Philippines or Argentina, wherever, should be worried because these people are going to adapt. They're leaving because they didn't want to have to adapt, but they're going to have to adapt wherever they go. That's just the way it is. And their ideology will definitely be dropped. It's going to be dropped the instant it becomes socially costly. They won't even hesitate. They won't hesitate because it's fake anyway. It's fake anyway. They won't hesitate. You know, the Samson option, that's collective suicide. And we're talking about a population that loves life more than anyone else and that maintains their escape routes and maintains second passports and is already setting up footholds in the Philippines. That's not a population that's going to choose collective suicide. Never. Not for Zionism, not for anything else. Certainly not for some ill-advised political project by some Viennese journalist in the 1890s who himself didn't even believe in the God whose name he was borrowing for his project. Nah. What they will do, what they're already doing, is leave. They will leave or they will adjust.
Children of Satan.
The moment the deal goes sour, the ideology goes with it. You understand? When Zionism stops paying, when the American subsidy ends, and when the GCC becomes the new source of capital, when the social cost of being a Zionist, being identified as a Zionist, is higher than the benefit, they will drop it. And that the cost is already rising. Then they're going to rebrand, they're going to integrate, they're going to assimilate in whatever country will have them. And the moment they land, wherever they land, the moment they land, they will not be Zionists anymore. They will disavow it. They will do everything possible to disavow it. I have no idea what happened in that country, right? Because everyone on earth has seen what Zionism has produced. And no one who wants to have a normal life in a normal country is going to voluntarily carry that stigma of being a war criminal and a monster.
Damn right.
I'm not saying anything malicious here. This is just normal. This is just normal.
This is who they are.
The ideology was invented in service to a project, and when that project is no longer viable, the ideology is superfluous. You understand? When the project stops working, the ideology goes with it. Why would it stay? No one believes in it. The ideology has always only been the marketing. Now, in terms of any legitimate Jewish religiously motivated desire to be in Palestine, sure, okay. Again, that's been available for centuries. No one ever stopped you from coming over. And it was made available to the Jews by the same people who are going to be managing the region now, which is the Muslims, alhamdulillah. So there's no issue there. We never had any objection whatsoever to Jews being in Palestine. Jews, in fact, Jews are the ones who objected themselves to being in Palestine for over 1,000 years when they had access to go and they'd rather stay in Europe.
Right, I need to stop because he's just chatting a lot of bollocks, bro. Then let me just stop there. This is chatting too much Muslim rubbish there. It's getting too far into nonsense. Too far into it. I've got to stop. I have no idea. I have no idea. Right, where are we at? We are here. We're going to be Levite. The Levites to do the real sons. You know, the ones that Father appointed. Damn tramp. Come here, pale sons. I can't even handle the son. I know, it's a joke and it's an insult to the real sons now. It's an absolute insult to the real children coming up with these pale ones that run from the sun. It's a joke, man. Look at Jesus.
Why is the oldest Bible on earth the one that they never told you about? Because it was too dangerous, too complete, and too unedited. King James gave you 66 books, but Ethiopia kept all 88. Plus the truths that the West was too afraid to publish, like the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, and the life of Adam and Eve. The Ethiopian Bible is the receipts that they don't want in your hands. 88 books, not 66. Plus it includes an audiobook and video lessons to guide you through everything. They've banned knowledge before. Don't wait for them to do it again. If you see the orange card, that means that this Ethiopian Bible is still available and still on sale.
Begin transmission.
Here we go.
The very first country mentioned in the Bible is Ethiopia, Genesis 2, verse 13. Depending upon the version of the Bible you have, this Ethiopia might be spelled Cush, C-U-S-H, or Cush, K-U-S-H. If you will look quickly at an authoritative source, you will see Cush, whether it's C or a K, is the ancient name for Ethiopia. If you will read properly the Bible, Europe is not mentioned in the Bible until the very end. If you know the slightest thing about the life of Jesus Christ, you will know that when Jesus Christ was in trouble, it was to Africa his mother took him. It was there that she hid him. For 10 years, he grew there physically, spiritually, and morally. If you look properly at the life of Jesus Christ, you will see that he never saw Europe. He never saw it. His disciples never saw Europe. The religion of Christianity was spread to Europe by the apostles, who came long after the disciples. Not only that, it took 400 years after the death of Jesus Christ for Christianity to be consolidated in Europe. 400 years after his death. If you would look properly, you would see the first church in the world was in Africa. The first monastery in the world was in Africa. The very intellectual development of the church was a result of Africans. St. Augustine ain't nothing but an African. Consequently, when we say Jesus Christ is not white, we mean exactly that. He could be just about any color, but the one color he definitely could not be is white. As a matter of fact, if you will do the slightest research, this white Jesus that you see they have hanging everywhere is nothing but the uncle of the artist who painted the picture.
Sure. What's all this Bethlehem and all that business?
Yes, but that's not Europe.
No.
That's not Europe. That's right, Palestine and Africa. It's not. Jesus Christ never went to Europe. He never saw it. If he did, of course, there is some question as to whether or not he died on the cross. After his death, some people say he didn't die, and after his death he might have gone, but he certainly never went to Europe one time while he was preaching. He never saw it, neither did his disciples. And he spent 10 years, and even in the Bible says that he had hair like the wool of a lamb. That's what the Bible says. He could not be white. It's impossible. And Christianity did not grow up. Christianity is not authentic to Europe. It's not. It entered Europe from the outside. As a matter of fact, one of the bloodiest histories that mankind has ever seen was to consolidate Christianity inside of Europe. Here's where you had the gladiators, men fighting lions, and everything.
Hello guys, welcome once again to the channel. I hope you are watching, you're having a great time. Now, we have heard the story of how the Bible reached Africa, and we have always been told that the Bible was something that emanated from Europe, came to Africa, and that when Europeans came to the continent of Africa, they found that Africans were pagans who did not believe in God, and therefore they had to convert black people in Africa from their gods into worshipping the God of Israel, that which is written in the Bible. But then there is a reality that is coming out right now that many white people are currently getting worried about.
What's that?
Because they are finding that blacks are becoming smarter in terms of the exposure of certain things that have been hidden. You know that if you're talking about the true history of Africa and the true history of the world as it is today, there are many things that we're always told that remain as lies because some white people or the controllers of the white power structures wanted black people to remain as though they know nothing,
They know
as
nothing.
though
Yeah.
they didn't understand themselves,
Yeah.
and therefore they were just civilized by the coming of white people to Africa.
Yeah.
And that has been a story that has been peddled. You also know that in many stories, divinity has been projected to be closer to white people. And that is why you find that there are certain terms that when used, it just connotes bad things. For example, you talk about black spot. That is something that is bad. It is where accidents happen. You talk about the color of Saturn in the pictorial representations. You always see that they are presented in dark or black images, while Jesus Christ and the divinity and the angels are always projected to be white.
I know.
And therefore you ask yourself,
I know.
if blacks didn't believe in a God, how comes right now black people are coming to realize that the Bible originated from the African continent and it was from Ethiopia, and that has always been shown by the revelation of the Ethiopian Bible, which is the oldest Bible that has ever existed in the world. A lot of data that has been collected shows that this is the Bible that was doctored by the white people to arrange
make it look like
and
him
eliminate some
and his
books.
sons.
They created it in
I
a
know,
form
it's a
and
diss,
shape
isn't it? It's a
that
diss.
really projected their main intention.
This.
It was reformatted to fulfill the agenda that white people wanted to achieve in the African continent. So right now, black people are coming of age and they're becoming more wiser, and they are not ready to just embrace any story they're being given without doing proper research. They have already found the existence of the Ethiopian Bible, and many of them are starting to discredit the stories that they've been given that are contained in the Bible that was put in together by the Roman Empire. So I've compiled a series of clips here where white people are talking about this entire thing because some of them are very scared. They don't want black people to know this truth. So when they are realizing that this truth is getting exposed, they have nowhere to run to. Watch the clips. I shall come back in the end with my final commentaries.
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer, even during heat waves and power outages. It's smaller than a lunchbox, cools any room within 3 minutes, and uses 98.7% less energy than a traditional air conditioner. It was invented by a former aerospace engineer from Manchester, and it's now taking the UK by storm. Steve designed this device after a citywide power outage left him, his wife.
There's a whole other Bible out there that no one is telling you about, not some knockoff version. No, I'm talking about the Ethiopian Bible. It is the oldest, wildest Bible in the world. It is like the uncut holy edition of the Bible. Look, it has 81 books, and most Bibles only have 66 books. That is 15 missing chapters from a holy book that is supposed to dictate your life. I'm talking the book of Enoch, Jubilees, the Shepherd of Hermas. These books are where giants show up, or humans start asking too many questions, or angels get messy. Now, the Vatican didn't outright ban these books. Basically, they looked at them and said, that's too weird, that's too mystical. Y'all talking way too much about angels and DNA, we're going to leave it out. And Ethiopia said, that's fine, we'll keep it in ours. Yeah, I guess Ethiopia was Christian before Europe was. They weren't following Rome. Rome was still trying to figure out what to wear to church. Ethiopia wrote theirs in Ge'ez. It's one of the oldest languages in the world. And they didn't edit it, they didn't shorten it, they didn't water it down. They kept all the lore. It's basically the Bible's extended universe. Meanwhile, the Vatican out here rewriting stuff, changing calendars, all to get control of people. Listen.
You want to know why the Ethiopian Bible has 88 books compared to the Holy Bible 66 books? Buckle up, because this is one of my favorite things to learn when researching biblical history. First of all, the Holy Bible that is everywhere now in multiple different translations was assembled by the Catholic Church, which has been corrupted since the beginning. That's not even the interesting part about all this. What makes Ethiopia so special that they would have their own version of the Bible that would be more complete and more accurate than the one the rest of the world uses? Now, Christians who read the Bible don't get a clear answer to this, but there is almost an Easter egg in Scripture that'll point us in the right direction. In the Book of Kings and Chronicles, we see a character named the Queen of Sheba. Sheba was a kingdom that was around in biblical times that stretched through parts of Africa and Arabia, modern-day Ethiopia. Now, the Bible tells us that the Queen of Sheba came to visit King Solomon to test his wisdom. She stayed for a time, and then when she left, Solomon gave her whatever she asked. What the Bible doesn't share is that the Queen of Sheba actually had a child with Solomon, a son. This son and heir set up the Solomonic dynasty in Ethiopia. That entire region was introduced to the Hebrew God, the texts, and their faith, their religion, was established outside of Catholic control. What is absolutely insane is that the Solomonic dynasty reigned in Ethiopia until 1974. 1974! The Holy Bible that we have created by the Catholic Church was absolutely corrupted by the pagan influence of the Catholic Church. It was to control the information that people have access to. I promise you, the Ethiopian Bible is way more accurate and complete. It has so much valuable information. I've posted a link below if you want to get yourself a copy of the Ethiopian Bible and start having access to this lost knowledge.
Let me just quote you something.
But if you don't want to read it,
Father, there's only one land that the whole white tramp and Colin, the scavenger, couldn't touch his hands on. And that was Ethiopia. Go and ask the computer to tell you. He put stuff there for a reason. But Ethiopia, you need to remember, he put children of Yasharel before Ethiopia. And it says it over there in Amos. You are not the children, you're not the children, you are Ham children. So even though he put that there, don't put it in the children. Because in Amos chapter 9, verse 7, it tells you, are you not like the children of Ethiopia to me? Children of Yeshua, says Yahuwah, didn't I bring you out of the land of Egypt and from the Palestinians? And it goes on and on and on and on. So, and you're not Shem children, you're Ham. And he put his stuff there in Ethiopia. So yes, Ethiopia is family, but Ethiopia is Ham. The children that he goes crazy for are Shem children, the ones that was put in slaves. Those are the ones he's got a covenant with. He's got no covenant with Ethiopia. There's no covenant with them children at all. No covenant. Remember that.
yourself, you can follow along because I'm going to start sharing more and more truths.
All the saints, even the Virgin, is painted black. You know? Today, even today, we don't find such paintings in churches, in always, you know, a bright color, not black color. So it has to be studied very, very well, you know, this type of documents. Look, even the evangelist, this is Matthew, you know.
Tired of heat? 2 NASA engineers have the fix, and it cools rooms in 90 seconds. It's smaller than a toaster, cools any room in 90 seconds, and uses just a fraction of the energy of a regular AC. This incredible invention was built by 2 engineers.
The Ethiopian Bible is the most accurate Bible you will probably ever read in your life. Sorry, not sorry, but let's talk about it. Now, the Ethiopian Bible is actually the world's oldest Bible, and it includes 81 books.
I know this. Tell me something about that.
How many more times is it my fault? Is it my grandkids' fault too? Is it my grandkids' fault too?
Your fault.
It is?
You're blaming the problem in the black community on the white attitudes towards the blacks.
Do you, I assume you're a student at some juncture, have you studied American history?
Slightly.
Have you studied slavery?
Yes.
Do you understand if I were to give you a current example of slavery, what I would do with you is if spaceship lands, someone takes you to a planet where there are nothing but green people. They take you away from your mother, your father, all of these institutions.
Right.
It took at least 3 years to make a slave a slave. For the next 3 years, green people are going to tell you, you're no good, white is a horrible looking color, not having Zeke bob wire hair is disgusting. Now, let me ask you this. After 400 years of that, what do you think your reaction would be when you saw a white person either in the audience or in a magazine?
What I've got from today's discussion is that you're saying your actions are based upon how we react to you.
No, I am asking you, what would your reaction right now be after having been held in captive 400 years by green people? What would you think of being white now, right now?
No, that's he speaks for himself. He would?
I'm
Okay,
still
that's the
white.
question. That's
I'm
okay.
still white. White is white and black is black.
No, that's not the question, sir. The question is, if you for 400 years have been on the planet Mars with green people, being told that white was no good over and over again.
That's what he doesn't get.
White is no good.
That's what he didn't get.
If they had killed you, if you stood up and saying being white is all right, if they killed generations of you for standing up and saying being white is all right, I ask you today.
Exactly. Don't
What
avoid
would you
the
think of being
question.
white?
You damn tramp.
How bad was
It's
slavery?
immature.
How bad?
It couldn't be any worse there. I just keep trying to tell you. Can anything be any worse when a white man was having children by the Negro slave women?
Exactly.
And then putting them up for sale on the block.
Exactly. You
Putting my father, they wanted to sell my father for a breeder for $12,000 when he was 12 years old. And old Golden, John Golden, was the rich planter. He wouldn't sell him for that. This lady that was in this room this morning is from New Orleans, one of the women. Just this past 2 weeks, she found this picture of my father down in New Orleans, and she's bringing it to me now. I'm going to have a copy of it, of my father.
Great. What regiment did he fight in, Daisy?
First New Jersey Cavalry. When he ran away, my father was on the plantation working for his master, and he with 27 other boys ran away, swam across the Rappahannock River, and joined the 1st New Jersey Cavalry in 6th for the war. So,
was he a good fighter, your father? Did he fight hard for the Union?
Oh, yes, yeah, he was a brave boy. Actually, he had nothing else to do. He was a brave boy. He had to be brave to come up here in this country and make a living and get ahead and get on his feet and raise us family.
You know, people will say black people need to just get over it. They'll say we need to just get over it. Slavery was so long ago. Black people need to just get over it.
Yeah.
But it's not just about slavery. It's about today. It's about the fact that I grew up with my parents telling me about Eleanor Bumpers, who was in the kitchen cooking dinner for her family before she was unjustly unalived by police. It's about the fact that Ayanna Jones is a 7-year-old girl who was taking a nap on the couch and never got the chance to wake up again because the police raided the wrong house. It's about a Tatiana Jefferson who was unjustly unalived in front of her nephew because the police responded to a non-emergency call, yet somehow, some way, they sent bullets through her window. It's about Sandra Bland never making it home after she was unjustly arrested during a traffic stop because she just wanted to finish her cigarette. It's about Breonna Taylor laying in bed with her partner before the police ran in her home without identifying themselves and sent 6 shots through her body, unjustly unaliving her, and then trying to cover it up and still getting away. And today we have Sonia Massey in her kitchen, following instructions. They told her to turn off the pot of boiling water. She turned off the water. She goes to dump it out. They accuse her of trying to come at them. She puts her hands up with the oven mitts on. She ducks down. Weapons are already drawn by this point, and she's unjustly unalive. And there's questions about whether or not she deserves it. So when they say black people need to just get over it, slavery was so long ago. It's not just about slavery. It's not about so long ago. It's about systemic oppression as a result of racism that still exists today. It's about the fact that every time we think we've gotten over one hurdle, a new one appears. It's about the fact that, yes, there was slavery. Yes, there was Jim Crow. Yes, there was redlining. But we have Eleanor Bumpers. We have Ayanna Jones. We have a Tatiana Jefferson. We have Sandra Bland. We have Breonna Taylor. We have Sonia Massey. And so many others.
The same people that are saying get over slavery have never gotten over 9/11. You never got over Pearl Harbor. You never got over the Boston Tea Party. You never got over the so-called Holocaust. You never got over the Revolutionary War. You never got over the Civil War. You never got over Alamo. You never got over any of that. Any harm ever done to white Americans, but our trauma, our genocide, our 400 years, our suffering. That's the one thing, as
everyone should forget, right?
Meet EM Sense, a breakthrough in foot therapy that wraps around your foot and ankle like a therapeutic boot and attacks the root cause of your pain in 4 clinically backed ways. 1. Soothing warmth. The moment you turn it on, deep, gentle heat spreads through your foot, relaxing tense muscles, opening blood flow, and reaching the nerves that have been starved for years. 2. Therapeutic light. Red light works beneath the surface where creams and pills can't reach, targeting inflammation and damaged tissue at the source. That's where the numbness finally starts to fade. 3. Deep massage. Gentle, rhythmic pulses move across your entire foot and ankle, waking up nerve endings that have gone quiet for months or even years. Customers tell us this is the moment they first feel the difference. 4. Compression support. The boot-like wrap holds your foot securely, applying gentle pressure that helps reduce swelling, while all 4 therapies work.
Now, if there's any conversation that can turn a room into a battlefield within seconds, let me tell you, my loves, it's this one. You don't even need to throw any fist or even any weapons. You see, the moment this conversation comes up, people become emotional. Some people get angry when they talk about this conversation. Some people get so defensive. Others immediately want to change the subject when this conversation comes up. And allow me to ask, why does this conversation make people so emotional? Is it because it forces people to think about questions they have been thinking not to? Now, we also have these white folks who are so pissed off. They're so mad. They're bitter. Like, why do you black people keep on talking about the same issue? We are tired of talking about this slavery thing. Why can't you guys get over it? Now, my loves, I want us to quickly get into the video and come back for more discussions.
They say slavery didn't affect us. What's your response? How could slavery have not affected us? Our women are strung out on fake hair and blonde hair. Our men are strung out on white women. Black people own no institutions. We don't want to build no institutions. We got light skin supremacy and black skin supremacy issues. We are in love with white folks. We hate each other. Who said slavery doesn't affect us? Do you realize slavery just ended 157 years ago? My great-great-great-great-grandfather was born in slavery. Slavery was not that long ago. You have elders today whose grandparents were enslaved. You can find elders today whose grandparents were enslaved. And you can definitely find elders whose great-grandparents were enslaved. The white man is trying to paint slavery like an ancient event. And the reason he's trying to paint slavery like an ancient event, because he don't want to be held responsible for his role in it. Reparations. You understand me? He don't want to pay reparations, so he got to get black people to feel ashamed about talking about slavery. He has to motivate black folks to feel ashamed talking about slavery. I will never stop talking about what my ancestors went through. I will never stop talking about what my ancestors went through, brothers and sisters.
I don't blame white people for slavery. I blame them for making it barbaric.
Yeah, because
whoa, wait, hold on. I mean, white people were slaves. The barbarism white people experienced in like the Barbary slave trade, you could argue is worse than the slavery.
People you trap, but you don't understand what's going. You don't understand with Esau. You hid it all from you. You didn't show you what you can see. You know what I mean? You have no idea what's going on.
That African Americans experienced here in the United States. Africans in Africa were enslaving other Africans. They were super brutal in Africa. People in South America, you had the Aztecs, you had the Incas, you had the Mayans. They were certainly some of them were cannibals. They were doing like child sacrifice. They had slaves. You see slavery in like almost all cultures throughout history. And it's actually white people who abolished slavery. Like the British spent tons of money basically going on the warpath to abolish slavery across the world.
I do agree that slavery existed outside of America. However, you did bring up the Aztecs in which they would do child sacrifices. However, they made it more common to eat and build us into furniture.
My gut instinct here is to reject that this was like a really frequent or common practice where African Americans were made into...
She went out to the woods, picked up the biggest wrench stick that she could muster, because remember she's pregnant.
Yes.
And put it in the corner of her cabin.
I know that's right.
And waited. So that night, Robert wobbled his 60-year-old ass into her cabin like he did every night. When he didn't back up, she whacked his ass over the head.
That's what I'm talking about.
He didn't get
back up, she continuously bludgeoned him. And she said, and I quote, the devil got it to me. That wasn't the devil, that was the ancestors getting their reparations.
Right.
She beat his skull in. Once she knew he was good dead, she rolled his ass into the fire and tended to it all night. She barbecued his ass to ash and bones. Ashe. The larger bones that were not disintegrated by the fire, she crushed them.